And we are live. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome to this week's episode of the Purpose, Passion, and Profit podcast. My name's Kelly Dawn, and today we're talking about 3 ways you can be a motherfucking money magnet. I love alliteration. I absolutely love it. So that's why we have this title this week. Okay, so if you're on here live, say hi. Let me know you're here. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. If you are listening to this on the podcast, join me live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, either over on Instagram at I am Kelly Dawn or inside my private Facebook group, the Ignite Your Purpose group. And you can ask me any questions. You can pop on, say hi, drop your comments, ask questions, and we can hang out together live. All right, you guys, so let's dive right into this week's topic. I want to know, and feel free to answer this in the comments or just inside your head if that feels better for you. I want to know if this sounds familiar. So you are doing all the work in your business. You're showing up, you're posting on social media, you are doing stories, you're doing reels. Maybe you have a podcast, a funnel, maybe you're on other people's podcasts getting interviewed, and you feel like you're doing everything right in your business in order to get the word out there, market, and make money. Let me know if that is what's happening for you. And also, if you're doing these things and you're not making the money you truly desire. So maybe some money's coming in, maybe you've hit an income plateau, but you're feeling a little bit frustrated because you are doing everything that you've been told to do. You're doing everything that you have been told is going to work. Maybe you followed someone's 5-step blueprint to 10K months or something like that. All right, next, if you are in a place where you have read all the books, maybe you have read all the money mindset books, you have watched the documentaries, maybe you've taken some courses, you've done the homework, right? You've dug in, you've done the homework because that's who you are. You dig in, you do the work, you show up for the things that you buy, and the money's still not coming in, right? And let me know again down in the comments if you feel comfortable. If not, just nod along in your head. If you are starting to feel like this just isn't meant for you, like manifesting, this whole law of attraction thing, working with the universe, that's really fine and good for other people, but you feel like there's something wrong with you. You feel like there's something broken within you that needs to be fixed because you're not making the money you desire or you're not making money fast enough. So there's something going on there. There's a disconnect between the money you truly desire and the money you're calling in. So let me know if any of those 3 things sound familiar or they feel familiar. For myself, I had all 3 of these things going on before. Okay. What I'm going to be sharing with you today is how to shift your internal state so you can become more magnetic to money. So if you're doing all of these things, okay, you're doing the mindset work, you have an awareness around money and how to attract it, but for some reason it's just not happening. You're showing up, you're taking tons of action in your business, and you're in this state where you're just feeling kind of down on yourself and it's feeling like something's wrong. Okay, what we're going to do to change this around, and we can do this today. Like, time is just a fucking illusion. It doesn't even exist. So the 3 things I'm sharing with you today, you can implement them right away and start seeing results. Okay. So the very first thing is to focus on the work that matters in your business. Now, what I see happen, especially with newer entrepreneurs before they hit the 10K month mark, is that they feel they need to be doing a bunch of different things. And because they're doing all of these different things, money has to come in. Right? I'm doing 14 stories a day. I'm doing a reel every day. I'm doing 3 posts a day. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. Money has to come to me. Okay. That is the belief that a lot of new entrepreneurs have. Right. And yes, we have to put in some sort of work. People have to know who we are and what we do. We can't just sit on our couch and close our eyes and wish that money comes to us and have that happen. Right? Maybe that happens for some people. I have not seen that to be the common thing. We need to market ourselves. We need to put ourselves out there. But the amount of actual work that you need to do in your business when it comes to the taking action, marketing, doing the strategy thing, that is so minimal compared to the work that matters. And the work that matters is getting yourself into alignment with the money you're calling in. And there are different practices that you can do to help you with this. You can meditate, you can visualize, you can play like mind movies where you're just imagining your next level. You can journal, you can spend time in nature. You can, do things. Essentially what you want to be doing here is allowing yourself to just feel really good and expansive with money, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe there's a movie. Like, I'm thinking of one that really works for me. It's A Great Gatsby, made a few years ago. I remember going to see it in the theater. Whenever I watch that movie, I instantly feel more abundant. I don't have to do any journaling. I don't have to do any visualizing. I can go to that movie and get myself into a really, really abundant state. So the work that matters isn't posting more often on social media. The work that matters isn't trying to start a podcast and write an ebook and do all of these different things thinking that the money has to come through one of these channels. The work is allowing yourself to open up to receive, allowing yourself to be in the vibration of the money that you want to attract. And the only way that can happen is if you do this internal work. It's not going to come through action. It's going to come through your meditations. It's going to come through daydreaming, from fantasizing about the reality that you desire. And for most of us, this kind of thing was really discouraged. This thing was really discouraged. It was okay when we were really young, okay, to dream and to play and to believe that we could be anything we wanted to be. That was great when we were little kids. But as we got older, if we stayed in that place of, well, I just want to do what makes me happy. I just want to have some fun. I just want to, I don't know, contribute and do really cool shit in the world and make money that way. Chances are you had people around you who said, you need to be a little more realistic. Why don't you just go to law school like your father? Why don't you become a doctor like your mother? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you pick something practical? Why don't you make sure that you have a college degree or a university education? That way you're going to be safe. You're going to be safe in the world if you have something in place like this, because then you're always going to be able to make money. Okay, this dream of yours of being an artist, of being a writer, of being a coach, of doing this, of doing that, those are dreams. Like, that's all well and good, but you need to have a backup plan. That's what a lot of us were told. And even if we weren't told that directly, that is the general vibe of the society that we're in right now, especially if you're a little bit older. I'm in my 40s, and this is something that was deeply ingrained in us. When I was in high school, you either went to trade school or you went to university. There was no other option. Once in a blue moon, you'd find someone who was like a natural born entrepreneur and they would like make it. But that was not encouraged. We went to the guidance counselor's office. We filled out these little fucking quizzes to figure out what would be good at. And we're given like a list of different occupations to explore. Okay, this is your personality. These are the jobs that'd be really good for you. These are the credits that you need to get into the university that's going to help you create this result in your life. You need this degree, you need that, blah, 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 blah. A lot of us come from this background. And so when we move into entrepreneurship, the thing that we think is going to make us the money is taking all the action. It's doing all the things. It's ticking off all the boxes. I posted 3 times today on social media. I did a live stream. I did this. I did that. I did this. Therefore, I'm going to make the money because the money's going to come through my hard work. And it doesn't have to be like that. Some people make money that way, and you can make a certain amount of money that way for sure, but it's not going to feel as good is if you choose to do the inner work that truly matters, and just align to the money that you're calling in. And so when you have that desire to sit in meditation for an extra 20 minutes instead of doing a social media post, follow that intuitive nudge, follow your inner guidance. Because like for me, when I first really felt into this, I had this fear that I was going to be super lazy. I had this fear that I was going to not want to do any work, and then I just spend my entire day hanging out on the couch watching Netflix. And I had a big story around how I was not that kind of person, because I grew up thinking that hardworking people are good people. And the people who don't work hard, the people who are relaxed during the day, the people who watch TV during the day, those are lazy bums. Like, that is what I grew up believing. And so when I got doing work in my own business, I would usually have everything done by about 10 a.m. because I'm a total morning person. And 10 a.m. would roll around. I'd be like, well, what do I do with my time? I've already sent emails. I posted. I've done, the things I know I need to do. And I had this very loud story in my head saying that you better be doing something, but maybe you need to take another course. Maybe you need to, start another project in your business. Maybe you need to do this, and that, because you can't just sit and relax. Successful people don't just sit around relaxing. Right? That's the story that I had going on in my head. And it took me a little while to realize that when I sit on the couch and I have a good Netflix binge every once in a while, if I decide to go for an extra long walk with Oliver just because I fucking want to, money comes in. Right? And I said this before, guys, if you've been in my world, you've heard me say this. The money isn't going to come in when you are obsessively refreshing your email. Like, whenever we're in that place where we're like, where's the money? Where are the sales? Where is it? We end up cock-blocking money. We become almost like we repel it when we're in that state. So the real work is the internal work, and usually that work is going to feel really good. It's the meditations, the visualizing, things like that. Of course, there's a time and a place for digging in and looking at the uncomfortable things like the shadows, the stories, and things like that. That's where things can get really uncomfortable, right? But the real work isn't posting more on social media. It's going within and taking a look at what's going on with your own money story. All right. The second thing is to disentangle yourself from the lies that your brain is telling you. Okay, so your brain might be telling you things like, well, you didn't hit your money goal last month, and this month you don't even have a launch plan, so how's it going to happen? Your brain might be telling you things like, well, you know what, you haven't had a lot of engagement because the algorithm's been kind of messed up, so chances are you're not going to hit your money goal this month. Okay, our brains will tell us the most ridiculous things, but if they're not in alignment with the vision that you have for your life and your business, if the stories, the thoughts that your brain is telling you do not align with what it is your heart and soul truly wants, they're lies. They're lies. And your brain does this because it wants to protect you. It's not trying to be an asshole, but it holds you back, right? Your brain does not want you to grow and expand because that's terrifying for it. Your brain just wants to go on autopilot. It just wants you to survive. As long as you're surviving, it's doing its job. And so it will come up with all of these different lies to hold you in place, to hold you exactly where you are and to keep you stuck, right? And this is something so interesting I see on calls with clients is that they will want to go back and back and back to these things that aren't serving them, but they're very familiar stories. And we'll move forward, we'll talk about something that's going to help them grow in their business. And the default story is, well, yeah, but I also need to do blah, 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 blah. And it goes into this big, long story about what they think they need to do based on these limiting thoughts. When if they just disentangle themselves from those limiting thoughts and saw them for what they are, which are just thoughts, they're not even real, then they would be able to move forward and do the work that's truly going to help them call in more abundance. Okay? So we want to disentangle from the stories, from the thoughts that aren't serving us. And it's not wrong to have these thoughts. I want to make that very clear. You're human. We're all human. We're all going to have interesting little thoughts pop in our head. We don't act on them all. We don't have to take them on as true for us. We don't have to act on them. We don't have to do anything to them. But we do need to have some awareness around what's going on in our head so we can notice the thought and be like, okay, that is not serving me whatsoever. That's not helping me. So I'm just going to drop it. I'm just going to drop it like a hot potato and move on to a better feeling thought. All right. And then the third thing that we want to do is remember that money comes to us when we are open and expansive and when we are in a state of playfulness. Now, this doesn't mean that we have to spend our days actually playing, like coloring, going to the jungle gym, whatever it is outside, even though that's super fun. What we want to do is just notice when we're getting into a really heavy, like adulty kind of energy. You know what? I better worry about the bills coming in. I better worry about this. I better be, really super serious because I have a lot going on. I'm a business owner now. I have to take care of things. I have to be a CEO. There's a time and a place for that. Of course, we need to be running our companies like they're actually companies and not just hobbies. But it's this energy of playfulness and lightness that invites money in. And I love to compare money to people and our relationships that we have. And imagine if you go and you're hanging out with your friend and every single time you see this friend, they're like so down in the dumps, mopey, always focusing on what's not working, always super, super serious, always talking about how hard life is, always talking about the negative things going on. And they feel like a fucking wet blanket to be around, right? You're not going to want to spend time with that person because it feels bad. Like we're picking up on people's energy all the time, and certain people are in a very low vibration. Doesn't make them bad people. What it does mean is that they are focusing on things that are keeping them very dense energetically. And when we're in that space where we're looking at the negative, we're being super practical, we're not opening ourselves up to any magic, any miracles, because that's not realistic. When we're in that place, we cock block money. Because money is an energy. It's really attracted to a light, playful vibe. That's one of the reasons why sex magic is so powerful, because when you're in that space, you're not in a super serious, heavy mood, right? You're having fun. You're feeling good. You're opening yourself up energetically. That's why it's so powerful for so many people. So number 3 is do what you can do to get yourself into that state. Okay. Maybe it's having conversations with certain people who always make you feel better. Maybe it's having like a toolbox of different things that you can go to help yourself feel better. I used to do this when I first got into coaching, and I had to get really focused on the vibration that I wanted to be in. I had a list of I think it was 25 different things of things that I could do to put myself into a better feeling state. Okay, because we're human. We're going to have up days and down days and challenges, and all of that is perfect. None of that is wrong. But generally, life flows better for us when we're feeling as good as possible as often as possible. And it's my core belief that we came to this planet to learn things and to have experiences, but also to have a really good fucking time. And as a Capricorn, I do serious really well. Like I love, like I can do serious. I can do hardworking. I can do the hustle grind kind of thing really easily because I'm naturally wired for that. And there's often times when getting into that space where you're really deep in your work, it feels really good. It still feels really light and expansive. And so having awareness around what your energy is like what really works for you, but really just being aware of when you feel light, playful, energized versus heavy. The wet blanket thing is the image that comes through all the time. Like that really like, ugh, God, okay, here we go. Another day, gonna show up, gonna do the post, gonna do this, gonna do that, hope the money comes in. Like that is not attractive to money whatsoever. And that's why you'll notice in your business, this happens for me and it happens for almost every single person I talk to, is that the money comes in when they're at the beach in the afternoon, when they are out shopping, when they're having the massage, when they're hanging out with their partner, or when they're spending time with their loved ones, when they're chilling out watching a movie that just helps them like kind of check out and disengage and not focus on their business so much. Because it's easy to think that as long as we are focusing on our business, we're doing like the right thing. We're being good little entrepreneurs as long as we are, checking our emails and, engaging on social media all day and doing all these things that keep us plugged into our business. Right? And there's a time and a place for being in the business, but the money comes when we're in that light, playful energy. And for most people, that's going to happen when they're doing more of what they love. More of what they feel is light, playful, and expansive. And if you're in a place in your business where money is feeling hard for you, focusing on money feeling hard isn't going to allow more money to come in. And so often it's a bit of a jump to go from, holy fuck, I don't know where the money's coming from this month, or I'm not reaching my money goal, or what's wrong with me. It can be difficult to go from that place to, I'm so abundant. I'm an abundant manifesting goddess. Everything flows to me naturally, right? That could be a really big fucking stretch. And so detaching from your business and just doing something different, completely different from your business, is usually when the money will flow in. All right, you guys, if you want support around this, if you're in a place right now where you are running your business, maybe you're making $500 a month, maybe it's 5K a month, and you feel like 10K months are calling you. You're like, I'm ready to really go all in this year with my business. I know I'm ready for a 6-figure business. I know this is just like the starting point. I'm made for so much more, but this is what I'm really feeling called to right now. Inside the Ignite Your Business Academy, I have an entire library of trainings that will help you create 10K months in your service-based business. So if you're a coach, if you're an astrologer, if you're a website designer, something that is based around you and your services, everything in this program is going to help you create 5-figure months. So we cover strategy because you need to have a strategy. I don't believe that you can just wish your way to 10K months. If someone can do that, please let me know. I do believe some work is involved. And I also feel like some work it feels fun. Like it feels good to work. It feels good to share value with people. So there is strategy, of course, in this program, mindset, energetics to help you create 10K months in your business. And I've also included my entire Zero Fucks Money Method program. So that program, specifically geared towards manifesting more money. We also touch on sales, showing up fully in your business as your authentic self. Everything really designed to help you basically give less fucks about money, less fucks about what people think about your dreams, your desires, about how you're showing up in your business. Because when you do that, when you detach from the fucks, more money can flow in with ease. So you get the business component inside this program as well as the money program. And then inside the academy, we have trainings every single Monday and group coaching calls every single Friday. And the number one question I get is, well, how long is it? 6 weeks? Is it 4 months? Is it 3 months? What is it? You get lifetime access. So as long as this program is running, you can jump into any of the calls. The live trainings on Monday, you can join us in the Facebook group for that, or you can jump on Zoom with us on Fridays and get laser coaching for exactly what you need in your business. So there's no way you won't make 10K. Like there is no way. I've done it. My clients have done it. There is no fucking way you can be inside this program and not make $10,000 a month because you have access to it until you get there. So some people are going to hit 10K the month after they join. Some people, it might take them 6 months. Right? It's totally up to you, but you have all of that time, that space available. So there's no pressure, right? Because sometimes what can happen is there's a group program and it's great, but it's like, holy fuck, I'm only in this space for 4 weeks and I need to make the money. I need to have access to the coach and the material. Otherwise I'm going to, fail in this program. There's none of that here. There's no pressure whatsoever. Light, playful energy, right, is a thing that attracts more money to us. So when you go into a container like this, having the information that you need and also the support with no pressure on having to make the money, having to like show up in the program for a certain amount of like weeks or months or whatever, you open yourself up energetically and more money can flow through. So if you want information on the Academy, reach out. I will send you the link. If you have any questions about it and you want to hop on a quick call with me, feel free to do that as well. I can book you in for some time this week. And then I also have one-to-one coaching available. One-to-one coaching is if you're in a space right now in your business where you are just ready to break through your next financial level or to your next financial level and you want to get there really fucking fast, like next month kind of fast, that's who one-to-one is for. So reach out if you want details on that. All right, you guys, I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.